Nvidia's rounded and Fabrica for $900 million go beyond the NV link. The Nvidia has silently acquired Fabrica for $900 million in cash and stock options. This operation is not a classic acquisition, as Nvidia recruits Nvidia CEO and several key people and licenses the technology. In other words, this is a talent and IP acquisition. By some aspects, it reminds us a bit what they did with the Swift stack with just a blog post in 2020. Same for the Accelerator in 2022 and Nebulon in 2024, without animations of any website, not even a blog post. Now this website redirected to Nvidia.com obviously. Such a move allows the entity to collaborate without the need to wait legal or regulatory validation like a real acquisition. We saw this kind of operation with Google and Windows or Meta with Scale AI a few months ago. Founded in 2019, Lochan Shankar and co-founder, president and CEO, and Srijit Mukherjee, co-founder and CDO, the company has raised a total of $260 million. Nvidia has invested in the $125 million Series B in September 2023 with 8 other investors. These two founders have spent time in Broadcom, Cypress Semiconductor, Google, Cumulus Networks, Cisco and SGI among others, illustrating their strong background in networking and semiconductor domains. With the AI pressures on infrastructure, new design and modern solutions are required, especially on the interconnect between processors, memory, and storage. The motivation is to reduce the hops and latency, improve the bandwidth and load distribution in an any-to-any manner to close together 100,000 GPUs. This is why the Fabrica has been founded. Designer radical new approach coupling hardware and software to build a gigantic cluster with tons of the GPUs by leveraging the memory disaggregations. Fabrica wishes to address the HBM cost by considering DRAM, HBM, and memory pool via CXL storage. The second goal is to avoid point-to-point the GPU connection and promote the multi-path architecture thanks to the HACF's Accelerated Compute Fabric Super NIC chip displayed above. The architecture supports PCIe Gen 5 and 6, CLX and 8 gigabit Ethernet, RDMA, installed with the Elastic AI Memory Fabric System aka Emphasis, powered by HACF S-chip. It allows farms of GPUs to be connected to racks of memory via CXL. The interconnect rate will continue to fall sure. Another article. Is Silicon Valley still tech capital? On this special episode of an uncanny, it's a very short one. Interesting article. Could these eyes drops and the need for reading glasses? Trial of vision improving substances are showing good results, though so far only to have been authorized for use in the United States. The state don't lie. After age 65, most people will struggle to focus visually on close-up objects. You might have seen this among your friends and relatives, or even experienced it yourself, holding books and magazines and your phone farther away from your face to try to bring words and pictures into focus. Many of those affected started using reading glasses, but a new treatment could become available: eye drops. This deterioration of vision is called presbyopia. It is not a disease but a natural physiological change caused by aging, specifically by the loss of elasticity and flexibility of the crystal lens at the front of the eye, which impairs the ability to eye to change the curvature of the lens to bring object into focus. This stiffening begins in the middle age of tends to stabilize around the age of early 65. For people with a short-sightedness or myopia who struggle to see the faraway object clearly, the onset of the presbyopia may at first lead to improved vision by compensating for their existing condition. For those with farsightedness or hyperopia, the effect of the presbyopia often present earlier than in the rest of the population. Living with the presbyopia can cause the fatigue and headaches and in rare cases double vision, but really it isn't something to be worried about. But correcting it can make daily activities easier and help maintain good quality of life. The classic means of correction are reading glasses, though in some cases people opt for eye surgery, either laser refractive surgery to reshape the cornea to compensate for the loss of flexibility of the lens, or intraocular surgery to replace the lens with an artificial one. The latter is often proposed and where there is something clouding in the lens, a cataract. Recently, researchers have been working on eye drops that are different ways, depending on the active ingredient used, improved nearly focus. Two types have been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, one based on a substance called acetylcholine, and other than the pilocarpine. Pilocarpine is the star molecule with multiple trials of the new formulation underway. It is a natural alkaloid that interacts with part of the nervous system and which has effect in eyes, including inducing the miosis, the narrowing of the pupil diameter, and a contraction of the ciliaris muscle, the link of the muscles that control the shape of the lens. The two effects of the combined improve the elasticity of the lens and the ability to focus on a nearby object. A recent trial conducted in Argentina has tested a pilocarpine eye drop at a different concentration, 1%, 2%, 3%, in combination with diclofenac, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory that soothes the reverse of the effect of the pilocarpine, such as irritation and discomfort, and the FDA-approved pilocarpine eye drops are concentrated at 1.25%. In a 2-year retrospective study of 766 people, average age 55 years, the researchers found only this drop enabled the majority of patients to improve their vision. Our most significant result showed rapid and sustained improvement in near vision for 3 concentration, and said lead researchers Giovanna Benoggi when presenting the research at the 4th Congress of the European Society of Cataract and Refractive Surgeon. 1 hour after having the first drop, patients have an average improvement of 3.45 Jaeger lines. The treatment also improved focus at all distance, Benoggi said. If you've visited an optician, you are probably familiar with the large jiggle chart. It's a tool for assessing the near visual acuity, consisting of the small blocks of text printed at different sizes. Specifically, 99% of the 148 Patients in the group treated at the pilocarpine and 1% achieved optimal near vision and were able to read 2 or more additional lines. And the group of 248 patients treated with a pilocarpine in 2%, 69% were able to read 3 or more additional lines of a jewel chart, while in the group treated in the pilocarpine at 3%, 84% of the 370 patients were able to read 3 or additional lines. The patient vision improvement was maintained for up to 2 years, with a median duration of 434 days. Patients took the eye drop 2 of the 3 times per day. Pilocarpine does have some potential side effects: eye redness, tearing, blurred vision, reduced night vision, sensitive to light, difficulty changing focus between objects, and seeing flashes of light and flying flies. Retinal detachment is also possible in rare cases. Those recorded by the Benjamin trial, however, were mild irritation and headache, and occurred in 32% of cases. No patient decided to discontinue their treatment. Nearly all patients experienced positive improvement in near visual acuity, although the magnitude of the improvement depended on the state of their vision, before treatment, and baseline. Belcher said, going on to suggest that a future treatment could be tailored to people depending on need. Patients with less severe presbyopia responded best to 1% concentration, while those with more advanced presbyopia required a higher 2% or 3% concentration to achieve significant visual improvement. So will eye drops for presbyopia make us say goodbye to reading glasses for corrective surgeries? Probably not, but as more studies test these eye drops in larger population to further evaluate their safety and efficacy, and they may become a viable alternative for those people who just can't stand wearing glasses or for whom surgery isn't an option. Again, next one is the Windows 10 extended support is now free, but only on the Europe Microsoft capabilities. Nvidia's alliance with the Intel signals in the end of the PC graphics. We know it. It's massive new, and neither AMD or Qualcomm are ready to compete. If you told me that 25 years ago that Intel would end the identical client, I already. Toshiba launched the 100-volt new N-channel power MOSFET based on the UMOS11H process. Toshiba Electronics Europe has launched TPH2R70AR5 for new 100-volt late N-channel power MOSFET. The device has been fabricated with the Toshiba's latest generation process known as UMOS11H, and the MOSFET is intended primarily for the switches mode power supply SMPS application, particularly high efficiency DC-DC converters. The application sectors will be within the data centers, communication base stations, and other high-end industrial equipment. Due to the advanced 100-volt UMOS11H process, the TPH2R70AR5 offers significant performance advantage over device manufacturers with an existing UMOS-XH process. For example, compared to the earlier TPH 3R10 AQM, the drain source on resistance RDS on, has resisted by a percent of just 2.7 micro-ohm max, while the total gate QG is now 37% lower at 52 NC. Typical, the RDS on the QG figure of the merit FOM is therefore improved by 42%. In addition, this device achieves a high-speed body diode performance through the application of the lifetime control technology. As a result, switching speed is improved and additional, the diode recovery time and noise are reduced. Lifetime control technology also reduces reverse recovery charge QRR to the 55 NC typical and suppress the voltage spike, and the RDS on QRR FM is improved by around 43%. The prominent RDS and the QG and the QRR characteristics reduce both the conduction and the switching losses, contributing to higher efficiency in a power-related application. This reduces the operating cost and permits greater power density. Austin is also advanced and package measuring just 5.15 millimeter and 6.1 millimeter. The device offers mounting compatible with the industry standard. The new TPH2R70AR5 is rated for maximum drain current ID of the 190 ampere at the ambient temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and is capable to the operating with the channel temperature TCH up to 175 Celsius degree, thus reducing the need for cooling measurement. Toshiba also offers circuit design support tools. The G0 SPICE model, which verifies the circuit function in a short time, and a highly accurate G2 SPICE models that accurately reproduce transient characteristics. All support tools are now available via a free download from Toshiba's website. How to become an expert in DDR memory test webinar series. Join Paladin record for this 4-part webinar to learn about physical layer DDR memory testing from basic fundamentals through the JEDEC DDR5 compliance test, practical tips and technical to increase your DDR debugging skill and DDR validation efficiency, and the latest changes required for DDR5 memory test, including DDR diagram and jitter measurement. Each webinar will run 60 minutes and include a live Q&A. Part 1. The fundamental of DDR memory testing, now available demand, aired September 25th, 2024. In this webinar, we are offering a comprehensive introduction to DDR interface along with the challenges encountered during the testing. We will focus particularly on distinguishing between the validation and compliance test requirement, as well as preparing for DDR memory testing. Part 2. Tip and techniques for DDR probing, now available on demand. In this webinar, we get specific on how to address the real-world probing and connectivity issues that impact DDR measurement capabilities. We will provide examples of what to do or not to do, and a pre-compilation test checklist will be reviewed. Part 3. DDR debug and virtual probing. In this webinar, we provide practical advice of claim DDR testing challenges using debugger tools. Topics include real-world DDR debugging examples like logic, soldering, and power supply issues, DDR read-write separation, eye pattern formation, and addressing the machine clock cycles. We also discussed the DDR eye patterning, jitter in multiple scenarios, hardware-based read-write separation, and virtual probing techniques. Part 4. What's new with DDR4 memory testing, now available on demand. We will provide the detail on how the JEDEC DDR5 and DDR5 specification and test requirements are different from a previous version of the DDR, and how you can optimize your DDR and DDR5 memory testing. Micron Technology fiscal Q4 25 and financial year 25 financial result. Record fiscal Q4 and full revenue driven by the AI center growth. Micron Technology Incorporation result for its fourth quarter and the full year of fiscal 2025 and will end August 28, 2025. Fiscal Q4 highlight. Q4 2025 for highlight. Revenue of $11.32 billion versus $9.3 billion for the prior quarter and $7.75 billion for the same period last year. GAAP net income of $3.20 billion or $2.83 per diluted share. Non-GAAP net income of $3.47 billion or $3.03 diluted share. Operation cash flow of the $5.73 billion versus $4.61 billion for the prior quarter and $3.41 billion for the same period last year. Fiscal 2025 highlights. Revenue $37.38 billion versus $25.11 billion for the prior year. GAAP net income of $8.54 billion or $7.59 per diluted share. Non-GAAP net income of the $9.47 billion or $8.29 per diluted share. Operating cash flow of the $17.53 billion versus $8.51 billion for prior year. Micron closes out of the record-breaking fiscal year with exceptional Q4 performance, underscoring our relationship with technology, production and operational execution, said Sanjay Mehta, Chairman, President and CEO Micron Technology. In fiscal 2025, we achieved all-time high across our data center business and is entering fiscal 2026 with a strong momentum and our most competitive portfolio and data. As the only US-based memory manufacturer, Micron is uniquely positioned to capitalize on the AI opportunity ahead. Investment in capital expenditure net were $4.93 billion for the fourth quarter of 2025 and $13.80 billion for the full year of 2025. Adjusted free cash flow was $803 billion for the fourth quarter of 2025 and $3.72 billion for the full year of 2025. Micron ended the year of the cash and marketable investment and restricted cash of $11.94 billion. So the September 23, 2025, Micron's board of directors declared a quarterly dividend of $0.115 per share, payable in the cash in October 21, 2025, to shareholders of the record as at the close of the business on October 3, 2025. 1 GAA represents use general accepted accounting principles. 2 non-GAAP represents GAAP excluding the impact of certain activity, which management includes in analyzing our operating result and understanding the trend of our earnings. Adjust to the free cash flow investment in capital expenditure net and the business outlook, and for information regarding Micron's use of the non-GAAP measures and the reconciliation between the GAAP and the non-GAAP measures are included within this press release. The Synopsys collaborated with the TSMC to enable the 2D and 3D design solution. Collaboration enables the workflow follow TSMC's advanced node technologies, accelerating AI, high-speed data communication, and advanced computing. Key highlighted on AI assisted optimizing workflow helped to shorten the design cycles of the TSMC compact universal photonic engine, COUPE, platform and strengthens design quality using ANSYS OptiSlang and ANSYS JAMAX and Opti Studio and the ANSYS Dimensional FDTD simulation software. ANSYS FSSDIC Pro port the platform is certified system on electromagnetic extracted with the TSMC M5 and N3P processor technology. ANSYS Radio SSC and ANSYS Totem Power Integrity Performance are certified for the latest TSMC, N3C, N3P, N2P, and A16 TM process technology releases. Pittsburgh, PA, September 24th, 2025. Synopsys Corporation, NASDAQ, S&PS today announced TSMC has certified the ANSYS portfolio of simulation and analysis solutions, enabling accurate final checks on the chip design targeted for TSMC's most advanced manufacturing process include TSMC N3C, N3P, N2P, and A16. The companies also collaborated with the AI Assist design flow for the TSMC Coupe platform. Together, Synopsys and TSMC empower customers to effectively design chips for a range of applications including AI acceleration, high-speed communication, and advanced computing, multi-physics, and AI-driven photonic design enablement. Synopsys continues to work with the TSMC to expand the multi-physics analysis flow for large design with the hierarchical analysis methodology. The multi-physics flow includes ANSYS Radog SC, ANSYS Radog SC electrothermal platform, and Synopsys 3D IC Comparative Exploration 2 sign-off platform to enable hierarchical thermal-aware timing analysis and voltage-aware timing analysis. This multi-physics approach can help customers accelerate the convergence of large 3D IC design. And ANSYS OptiSlang, a software ANSYS JAMAX Optics Studio software will transform the design and optimal coupling system in the TSMC Coupe architecture by applying AI-assisted optimization along with the sensitivity analysis to shorten the customer's design cycle time and strengthen design quality. This tool enables engineers to incorporate custom components such as granting coupler optimized with photonic inverse design using ANSYS Lumiere FDTD. Advanced Process Technology Certification. ANSYS Radog SC and ANSYS Totem are foundational solution for digital analog power integrated that qualified project can function reliably and meet performance goals. The solution aids in validating power integrity of chips using the TSMC N3C, N3P, N2P, and A16 process technology. Like otherwise, ANSYS FSCC IC Pro Solution Pro for electromagnetic modeling of the chips is certified for the TSMC N5 and N3P processes. In addition to the Synopsys collaborating with the TSMC on a design flow development for a TSMC 14 processor with the first photonic design kit, release is scheduled for the later part of 2025. ANSYS Pathfinder SSC is a newly certified electrostatic discharge current density ESDCD point-to-point checker for an N2P process, validating chip resilience against electronics of overstress surges and instilling confidence in engineering teams and unique in its capacity to quickly check even the largest chips earlier in the design cycle. The solution accelerates the design process and increases product durability, and Pathfinder SSC is enabled to support complex 3D integrated circuit, 3D IC, and multi-die systems. Synopsys is working with TSMC to expand the tool's capability to large-scale 3D IC design analysis. Collaboration enables work for the TSMC's advanced node technology, accelerating IP high-speed data communication and advanced computing. ANSYS FSSIC is process certified by TSMC for the die level analysis on its advanced 5nm, 3nm,